Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Worlds Collide video. This is Mr. Squirrel, as always. Glad to have you here. So, I've been getting a lot of requests about badging and who should you prioritize. And originally I was going to make just this one massive badge video, and then I realized, well, I was starting to take notes and I was writing down, okay, well, this on this team you'd want to badge this person first and I was like, I don't think I should make a badge video as a holistic video, but actually a badge video per team. I think that might be helpful. We'll see how this one goes. I'll see the reception to this one, and if people like it, then I'll keep doing these. If they don't, I stop and I'll just do a holistic one. We'll see. Leave comments. Please leave a comment if you like this format. If not, and you just want a holistic video, I can do that as well. But I'm going to use this one as a test the waters and see what people think. And let me know. I would love your feedback. And if you like this video, leave a like and comment if you want me to change the format. Or, let me know. Okay, so here's the thing. For the block team, I've listed out pretty much every character I think that works pretty well on the block team. There's a lot of characters you can actually run on the block team that just kind of operate pretty well. Actually, I can actually have Bane in there too. So the first thing I want to talk about for the block team is prioritization. So you'll see in the categories here, this how I have badged. You should badge 30 them. Needs badge 30, but do you really want to invest that much in that character? You can stop at badge 20. Badge 10 is good, and then not a priority, and then meh. The one thing I really want to mention is for the block team specifically, DPS is actually very, very open. You can have multiple different types of DPS. You can have Wonder Woman, you can have Deathstroke, you can have the Flash. Bloodsport is kind of there, but we'll talk about him later. And towards this end, and then Sinestro does work pretty well. Any one of these four works. Now, the way I'm going to say this is, this might be a hot take. It really depends on who's the DPS you're running, and the rest of them, you pick one, and then you move on from there. Your main DPS should be badge 30 on the team, though. On any team you're using, your main DPS should be badge 30. I will say, if we move, I'm going to just say this. These three are like your universals, do tons of damage, work on most teams, play them, right? Now, in the context of this team, you can pick any one of those three and they will work just fine. Just fine. You won't have any issues, but there is, and I've mentioned this many and many a times, there is a best in slot here. And I will definitely rank Deathstroke above. This is the order of the ways I would use them on the team. I actually might put him before Wonder Woman. Maybe. I do like Wonder Woman though. Nah, I'm gonna go with that. I do think Sinestro's just lightly better. And whoever you're picking on the team, you should be badge 30ing them. That's just flat out. If you're the main DPS on your team, should be badge 30. I don't care. I'm going to say this. The Flash is just not in a good spot, even though his ult does give a stack of firm stand. He's just not that good. I'm sorry. I know people are going to be like, he's so good. He's not that good. He's not doing what the other three are doing, is my point. He's not a good main DPS. He's just not doing enough damage. His passive is just too situational. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman just gets free damage reduction and free damage in her passive. Do you know what I mean? Like Sinestro damage, Bloodsport, Deathstroke damage. Like he's not doing what the other three are doing, and so that's why I said you need to badge 30 him. But now that's who I would prioritize. Now I know badge material is going to be very limited, so then. My next priority after you get your main DPS to badge 30 is then I would prioritize Ocean Master, because at badge 30 he is counterattacking like a menace. And if you know anything about if you know anything, that sounds so condescending. If you played the block team, sorry, didn't mean to be condescending on that one. If you played the block team, then you will know that Ocean Master's counters are where a ton of your damage is coming from. And you want it in all his badge 30 does is increase the amount of counterattacks that the team is doing, right? And so, or he's doing, not the team, he's doing. And so you really do want to batch 30 him. Also increases his overall survivability. I don't want him dying. If he dies, my team does lose a ton of damage, and it's very problematic. And the firm stand buffs and the yada, 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 yada. So overall, I think he's very good as a badge 30. Now, this may be a hot take, but I actually think for Nightwing, you can stop at badge 20. His badge 20 is busted. Gives a buff every time he takes a turn. And those buffs are all defensive in nature. It's a little random. The basic attack rate increased by 15% at block at badge 30 is good, but it's not mandatory. I wouldn't say you need to go with it. I will say this though for the tanks and the epics and the elites is that the tank especially, you do get massive stat bonuses once you start getting into badge 30. So that's why I'm saying you can stop there, but I would eventually rank him up to 30 eventually, but I wouldn't prior. It would be after I get my main deeps and my main and Ocean Master 230, then I'm going to divert resources to Nightwing, and it wouldn't be a priority. It would just be, as I get the greens, I'm going to put them into him. So this one's a weird take. And overall, you probably already saw my video. Superman can work on this team. I would have already just in general done it. The reason I'm putting him here is because I don't think he's the best in slot on this team. But if you don't have a main tank, then you can use him. Or an off tank, but you can use him. But at the same time, if this is the team you're running him with, yeah, he's good, but I would save him for a different team. I'm just going to be real with you. This is more of a question of I don't think he's the best on this team. And because of that, I don't think you need to prioritize him for this team. I think, Blue Beetle, I'm going to go over different characters that I think work. And he's okay. He's just a little too selfish for me in the way this team is structured. That's it. Okay. Now, let's talk about Bloodsport. Bloodsport is one of these characters that you're already investing a ton in other characters. I would say you can get him to 10 and then stop for a while. He's not going to be doing something super duper crazy. I just like 10 because it gives him some bonus stats. I would get him to 10 and then just make sure you get everyone else ranked up. He would be my last priority on the team. I know it says that it's not a priority. It's just it gives them some more access to higher when their team hits higher levels of weaken, which is situational. It depends on how many times Ocean Master's counterattacked, all that jazz. And so I would say he's not that much of a priority. But, it's good to get him to 10. I would do it last. Now, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is an interesting one. I'd say he's in the same ballpark as Ocean Master. Yeah, Ocean Master. He's gonna be one of these characters that the way I'm building is I'm badge 30ing Deathstroke, badge 30ing Ocean Master. Then I'm gonna badge 20 Nightwing, and then I will badge 20 Blue Beetle. I'm going to try to get Blue Beetle up because it's just legendaries get such stat bonuses. All characters get stat bonuses, but especially legendaries because they have higher stats in general. So they get such big bonuses that I do want to get him up to badge 20, badge 30. He isn't the priority on the team. I got him to 10 because it gives him access to the counterattack. And then I'm going to pause it there for a little bit until I get Nightwing to badge 20. Then I'm going to put all of my purple metals or my purple Enertron into Blue Beetle. That's how I'm essentially operating. And then the remaining purple will go into Bloodsport. Yeah, that's how I'm pretty much doing this. Bane is an interesting character, is that he kind of really does want the badge 30, but he's just like, eh. So this one's an interesting. These two, I'm gonna just say he's not a priority. It's if he's like a last ditch effort that you want to put on the team for the increased bleed. But again, it's like okay. I'm just gonna say he's not a priority. Now Peacemaker. Peacemaker is an interesting one, but that his badge is not conducive to his overall survivability. It does make Eagly a lot better. It just doesn't make him tanking better. So he is an interesting one in the sense that I actually think his badge is actually one of the weakest parts of his kit. I'm just going to put it as a not priority. Because his kit alone is what I'm looking for. The badge will give you increased stats. That's actually what I'm looking for in his badge is on this team. It's just increased stats. Actually, people are going to hate this. I don't think his badge is good on this team. Remember, I'm saying this on this team. If you're running Peacemaker as the off tank on a block team, it is just not a priority. It's very meh. It does a little bit more physical damage, but it's so like off on its own, doing its own thing. Now, if you're running him on the anti-hero team, that's a very different story. But again, people are going to look at this list and be like, you're crazy, mom, I'm not. And I'm like, watch the video. I'm making context dependent badging versus just badge this character. Because again, does Peacemaker's badge become way more important on an anti-hero team? Yes. It's so much more important there. So you see how it's going to shift the priority of these ideas. Again, like badge 30, like again, people are going to look at this. What do you mean badge 30, you Superman? On Mr. T's team, Superman is dope and you need to badge 30 him. Here, not as much because he's very selfish. In general, would I badge 30 him? Yeah, he's badge 30 is dope. Again, in contrast to the other characters you need to be badging up. That's my point. Okay, folks, we'll see. Let me know in the comment section if you liked this video, and I can do more of them, and then how to prioritize based on the team that you're running. I try to get every character I can think of for the team and then make it as beneficial to you and understanding the priority of badging, and then that way it gives you an idea of how to badge your characters. All right, folks, I hope this helps, and as always, remember, failing is just your first attempt at learning.